Hello, my name is Jasmine Lee, and I am not your mama's astrologer. Welcome to the week. This is one of those in-between weeks. You know, there's been a lot going on, and I have been hearing from so many people just how much has been coming up this summer, just how much soul work has been, even on a subtle level, up for review, and all of these thoughts and wonderings and notions and ponderings. It's been a really beautiful summer to slow down and to get in touch with some of the soul contracts we have been making in our life that has led us to this very potent astrological cauldron. And it is one of the few times where this really deep astrology has not only been hard, but it has also been very inspiring to me. There have been so many hints and clues and signs from the universe that what is happening in the cosmos is maybe not always bad, is that whenever big life change happens, it doesn't mean that it's always bad. It just means that we're going to have to work a little bit harder to get to certain places. And the truth is, I think we're all kind of ready. We've been resting, or we have been in this held down state for so long that it's almost as though, all of this soul contract work, coo. I've been waiting. I've been sitting here waiting for some clarity on where I needed to grow. I've been sitting here waiting for some inspiration juice to drink, and it's here and it's upon us, and these things are happening, and they're moving us and they're grooving us, and whether it is the song we chose or not, here we are. Backstreet's back. All right, just kidding. Ew. 90s Backstreet Boys reference incoming. Did I just age myself? Hello? Anyway, it is a time where we are coming back from a very far away place. When I go to this piece of where we are at right now, I think of how far we traveled from the time of COVID to the time of now. And then with this Leo Aquarius shift, the 2007 to now, there's so much. And there is no way that anybody who is listening to this podcast today can't say that they've come a long way from 2007 to here. I mean, we're almost 2 decades in, guys. We are not who we were back then. And yet, what I find the most potent is that there are themes, is that there are patterns, is that there are clues from that time that can help us in this time. That no matter what, it is our history, it is our ancestral wounds and healings that can move the dial really a lot right now. That it is learning from our mistakes, that it is forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, letting go of the ego body that surrounds the why. Because here's the thing I want to bring up. Whenever we're in a fight, whenever we feel we've been wronged, whenever something really gnarly happens to us, we always draw up the victim archetype. But it's not my fault. But it's because of, but, there's all of these ways in which we become the victim in our story. And of course we do. Bad things happen, and bad things happen to good people, and we can be doing our work. We can be working so hard, and then something really intense can come up, and we'll be like, why? What did I do? I am going through really intense perimenopause. What did I do? I'm only 42, you guys. But it's here. I'm all night hot flashes. I'm no period in 9 weeks. It is lit. And why is it that it is so easy to become a victim? Why is that so easy? And I'll say, it's so easy to do that because it's so easy. That is the simple solution, is we have been targeted. My hormones have targeted me, and they have attacked me, and now my hip hurts about it. That's not fair. I didn't do anything. Or maybe I did. I don't know, but it doesn't feel fair. That's like body chemistry stuff. Let's take it to a broader perspective of having a disagreement with someone, having a long-standing disagreement with someone, or having a long-standing relationship with someone who hurts you. And how easy it is to fall into the trap of being a victim of your own circumstance, when really there is this feeling of, where is my participation here? How am I participating in my life to change it, in my life to heal it, in my life to move through it, or even just in my life to understand it? And that's where this Leo Aquarius axis is taking us right now, is that we must drop the ego of the victimhood, of the story. I can't tell you how many people come to me with a story, and they're very attached to the story. They're very attached to the details. They will repeat those details over and over and over. It's almost like they have to prove to me that they didn't do anything wrong. They have to prove to me that the trespass was in fact upon them and not the other way around. And I believe them. And sometimes really shitty things happen, and sometimes we are victims of calamity. But if that's the only place we land, then there is no segue to grow. If we only become obsessed with, this person did that to me, this person does this to me, this person hurt me because. If we keep focusing on the other person, if we keep focusing on the trespass itself, then we overwrite the growth opportunity that hard things present to us. And sometimes I think of the story of my life and think how many traps of victimhood I fell into along the way. And the only time that it moved and the only time that it healed is when I stopped that. Is when I said, well, we only know what we know when we know it. And how would I know more if I don't really step in it sometimes? If I don't really suffer sometimes? That truly suffering is our biggest teacher. That suffering expands our capacity, our threshold. It conditions us to be more human. That is, if we let go of the victim complex. If we do not, then boy, do we think the world owes us something. Boy, will we go to that wicked witch and absolutely will take that apple and eat it. The poison. We'll eat our own poison. Because to us, that feels like a solution, because that makes us right. And this is really strange times where I honestly don't believe any side is right now. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm wrong, they're wrong, we're wrong. And that really we're at this like threshold where all of us feel trespassed upon. All of us feel wronged. And so what are we doing? Why? We're taking to the internet. We're Facebook commenting about it. We're Instagram sharing. And what is that creating? What cycle is that creating? More victimhood, more blame, more hate. And the more hate and the more blame and the more victims there are in the world, the quicker our eyes close, shut, tight, down, out, bing, bang, boom. And I want to inject into this period of time, this week, where it's a little bit of an in-between moment, to just take a deep breath, to sit with your hurt stories, your histories, your hurt stories. Sit with them a little bit and open your eyes and say that I am me because of my history. And I want you to see how that lands. Do you reject it? Do you hate it? Are you like, ew? Because there's the work there. If you're chill, you're like, okay, yep, that's true. I'm me because of my history, and you can keep going. Then you say, my attachment to my history limits my potential. And how does that feel? If you're like, that's probably true. Okay, let's go. Then take it a step further and say, future me is asking present me to stay present, to stay here, to follow the thread of my heart, because the future is waiting, just like astrology is. It's ever moving, it is always here, and it is ever ready for us to pick it up and move with it. That we can't predict what's going to happen in the future. We could walk outside and get hit by a GER, and then the end, we done. And I want you to really ponder what this moment right now that you are in means to you. Is it just another day you're trying to get through? Are you in a hard spot right now and you just want to grit your way through it? Are you hot? I'm hot. Perimenopause, menopause, whatever it is. It's hot. It's lava inside my skin. But am I here? Am I in it? Am I present? Am I ready? And this is the place that I have gotten to this summer, that yes, je suis prête. I am ready. Yes. I want. I desire. I crave. That is what this week is for, is cravings. And it's really interesting. I was on a walk with my sister this morning, and we were talking about all this work we've done, how intense the summer's been, how soul transforming and yet quiet it's all been. And she's like, and now I don't know what's next. And I'm like, I don't know what's next either. But there was something so beautiful about that moment of me walking with her, our feet crunching on leaves. We're almost out of breath because damn, the hills in my neighborhood are hilly. So many hills. But that moment where we could sit together and say, we've done so much work, but now what? Now what is it? Now what's going to happen? And the truth is, when we do this deep kind of soul work, when we unlock doors inside ourselves, it takes a little while for the outside world to reevaluate, adjust, and come back towards us. And so whatever this work you've been doing, I know I've been doing a lot of it, a lot of soul searching work. What it's really brought me to is this moment right now. That's what I have control over. And when I think of the places that had been aching inside of me, I chose to work on resolving some of those. I recently wrote a letter to an old friend because I was ready to let that go. And while it's not as though doing that changed my life, it changed the trajectory of my viewpoint of that hurt story that I have about it. I was able to say, it doesn't matter who hurt who. It doesn't matter what actually happened. It is the karma around it. It is that our people in our world, good, bad, ugly, best friend, least friend, enemy, whatever, they are all players in the motion and activity of our game. We are all playing together. We all pick up the pieces and say, I am here to play. And sometimes we don't want to play anymore. Sometimes we should like to be done with the playing, please. Sometimes we should like to put those puzzle pieces, those chess pieces away. But it is when we can look at them and say, all I have is this move right now. And what I don't like about myself is fill in the blank. What I don't like about my current situation is fill in the blank. And then all you can do is work in this present moment to become aware, to become clearer, and to understand yourself better through why that's the thing you're not liking about yourself right now, why that's the situation you aren't really into right now. And if you are in as much of a soul transfiguring place as I have been this summer, then you will meet me here at this crossroads and say, it doesn't matter what comes next. And that is the whole trick of the game. It doesn't matter what's going to happen next week. Though my best advice is to always have something you look forward to every week, at least one thing. If not, this Libra Venus is like, if not like 6 or 7 little treats, a little treat every single day. But at least make sure there is one thing that your heart yearns for, that it will achieve and accomplish every single week, because that is what moves the dial. And I will say, staying in this present moment, you cannot control the future. It's not yours to know. It's not yours to hold yet. But I guarantee you, if you work in the righteous moment, if you dig into the gratitude parts of where life does go right for you, of what you do have, then I promise you what you don't have seems smaller, is smaller. And the acquiring of what you do want comes closer because you are acknowledging what you already have. When I look at other people's lives, sometimes it's easy to get a little bit jealous. Sometimes it's easy to crave what other people have. And this is not the kind of craving that I want us to be doing this week. Because I guarantee you, that bitch that has 1 million followers has her own set of problems that this bitch wants nothing to do with. That the universe I have made for myself is a microcosm of the problems that I do want to deal with. And I'm going to repeat that. Your universe is a microcosm of the problems you do want to deal with. So stop saying you don't, because you do, because it's here. And it wouldn't be here if a bitch wasn't fucking with it. All right? So just let go of the fact that the world is just happening to you. Because astrology is happening to you, but it is how we are engaging with it that makes it our story, that creates a uniqueness around what we do every day. I guarantee you my morning ritual is different than yours. And I guarantee you what relaxes me at the end of the day is a little bit different than what relaxes you at the end of the day. And that is about taking accountability and responsibility for the world that I live in. Do you end the day so stressed? Take accountability for the fact that you end the day so stressed and frickin' fill a bath about it. Have a cup of tea about it. Make it sacred. Make how you release stress sacred if you are a stressy person. If you are a very lackadaisical person, make an account of where in your life you need to be less that and lock in for an hour a day. There's widespread solution to any problem you might have, so long as you don't victimize yourself, so long as you don't let the problem victimize you. And so we're on this walk. What's next? What is next? And I think that when we do a lot of work, we should like to be rewarded. Where is my special treat? For all of the ways in which I have showed up to life, and I feel that right now. This girl has showed up. I've showed up, I've showed out, I've done the work, I'm doing the research, I am in cycle. Does that mean that the world owes me something? Nah, it don't. It don't. It just means that I am slowly coming to terms with myself. I am slowly becoming the me that I see from a distance. This more successful version of me, this more confident version of me. And is she here yet? No. But am I putting in the work to try to meet her? Yes. And I guarantee you, this time next year, I'll understand better what it is this whole cycle was opening up. But you don't get to know yet. You just don't. It's like Christmas when our parents wouldn't let us open the presents. Mine would. They couldn't wait. We would open everything on Christmas Eve. And it's the notion of waiting for something beautiful to happen. And how now Christmas is a lot of people's favorite holiday. Why? Anticipation. It is the anticipation of receiving the thing that we most desire. And children are the best manifestors I know. You know why? Because they're not so clogged up with all of these other side wishes, all of these other side wants. Most times when a kid wants something, that becomes a very singular focus for a very long time, or at least until the acquiring of it occurs. And usually it does, because a kid is good at acquiring what it is they're seeking, because they're not bringing their baggage to the party. They're not getting lit on the ways that they failed before, because they're fresh, they're new. They only get to focus on what I want. This is what I want. And then how many times a day can I tell my mom I want it until she gets the idea? And I'm going to implant that idea into the universe. And they think about, because they have imaginations, what it would be like to have the thing and the excitement around the thing, so that when Christmas morning comes and they open up that present and they see the physical manifestation of the thing that they wanted the most, the satiation is so minimal, isn't it? Have you been a parent who's given your kid exactly what they wanted and then it's on to the next goddamn thing? Well, that is a lot of frustration as a mom, but also a lot about how we are today as grown-ass adults. It is the same thing. Sometimes we have been wishing for something for so long that once we acquire it, it doesn't even feel special anymore. We just throw that to the side and then it's on to the next. No matter how much money, no matter how much fame, no matter how much recognition, no matter how much love, we will always create paradox. We will always create a problem because that is what we are built to do. We are built to overcome. We are built to work for it. But I think some of us get so bogged down by non-achievement that they can't even see the mini achievements that they do every single day. So your homework this week is to recognize, validate, and honor the achievements you have made this week, this year, this month, whatever. Pick a time frame that's been potent for you. Let's do this summer. What are some achievements you've made? And let me just tell you right now, I've done jack shit this summer, physically. In this world, I haven't necessarily accomplished anything. It's been summer vacation. I haven't been working as a teacher. I've been doing my podcast. I've been home. But what I have been doing is believing in myself more. I have been journaling more. I have been meditating more. I have been honoring this deep need that I know my body has to work out more. And I haven't given up at all this summer. And the fortitude that is rushed in with that, has that changed my life? Is technically anything in my life different than what it was at the beginning of summer? No. It's still me. It's still this house. It's still my cats. It's still my kids. It's still my beautiful, most excellent, perfect partner. Is there anything that has dramatically changed in the nuts and bolts of my life? No. But does everything feel completely different? Yes. And why is that? Well, first, menopause. Because the wave of lava and soul transition that is going on inside of me is tangible because I'm sweating all the time physically. And menopause aside, I'm different. How I go about my day is different. What about the priority of what to get done day to day is different. My presence is different. And so my reality is different. Nothing changed but me. And as a result, it has been the most peaceful summer of my life because I take every single day as its own short story. Every day is a short story. Every day has a beginning, middle, and end. And I'm curious about every part of that day, every part of what is going on. And I am so checked in right now to what it all means. Because maybe it means nothing, you guys. Here goes the religion, atheism, whatever. Maybe none of this means anything, but it is the meaning I derive from it that matters. This movie, The Odyssey. So many people have so many conflicting opinions about it. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. I didn't love the acting. I loved a lot of the other parts of it. I loved the modernization of it. My dad hated the woke nature of it. There's so much this, that, the other. But that's all interpretation, right? Life is what you are deriving from it. That when you choose to derive anything at all from anything at all, it becomes matter. It becomes weighty. It becomes something. So in all the nothings of my summer days, I have created something, but it's not out here. It's not visible. You don't see it in my house. You don't see it on my body. I wish I was losing weight with all the working out, but again, menopause. I wish that everybody could see this burning light, this burning desire inside of me, but it doesn't matter if it looks different. It matters if it feels different. It matters if I am deriving something out of it. And I'll tell you, I've gone through some kind of portal that I don't feel like I'll ever be able to come back from because my soul is different. And so eventually, will the house start to look different? Will the circumstances of my life start to look different? Yes, because it is not a short thing. You don't just say, I'm different now, and then everything changes. That would be nuts. You say, I am different now. And then allow the difference in you to manifest in the world outside of you. We must do it from the inside out, though, that I trust and I truly believe that whatever this transformation is going on inside of me, it will render results eventually, because I believe it to be so. So it's an in-between moment this week. Today, Chiron in Taurus is stationing retrograde. Now, that's not necessarily in and of itself a big deal. You know, the outer planet retrogrades are lengthy and they don't have a punch the way like Mercury retrograde does. But Chiron hasn't been in Taurus that long. And we've gotten just like a little flavor of what Chiron in Taurus is. Now, Chiron is about our wounds, our wounding system. And Chiron globally in Taurus is going to be around resources, and around finances, and around how we're resourced. That's kind of scary when I think of America right now. Where we get our resources, our nourishment, our food supply, our money supply, it's all going to be renegotiated over this period of time. But now it's going back into retrograde. It gave us a little hint, and now it's going back into retrograde. I think that it's really interesting that I read on the news that someone broke in and stole all this water for the AI, and then like all of these cities had to close down their power and water supplies and stuff. You know, it's like resource. It's what does resource mean to us? What is technology? What is the height of technology? What are we going to do for it? Are we really going to deplete ourselves dry? Are we literally going to bleed ourselves dry for this new unembarked like planet that we're trying to create in the world right now? So that's vibey. But now Chiron's going retrograde, and it's all about the senses, because Taurus is Venusian. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and so is Libra. And the difference is that Taurus is sensual. Libra is more visual, aesthetics, romanticism, communication, verbal, airy. And Taurus's Venus is earthy. It's sexual. It is sensual. It is food. It is the we make while we're chewing. It is rest and blankets and what we can feel, see, touch, smell. It's all of those senses. So when you think inside of yourself what needs healing, heal it through your senses. Heal it through that word that I had brought up earlier, craving. What are you craving right now? And that is a gateway to healing parts of yourself that maybe you didn't even know needed healing in the first place. Sometimes just being taken care of can make all the difference. A wet washcloth across the forehead that our mothers used to give us. That notion that we are held. That notion that we are safe, that we are nourished, that our body feels good. This is the healing that can wash over us in Chiron retrograde in Taurus. That when something aches, we give righteous self-care to it. We honor it. We don't victimize it. No. We honor it. We don't make ourselves a victim. We make ourselves a cup of goddamn tea. That's what we do. And then Thursday, Venus goes into Libra. So there's another little Venusian vibe. Venus has been in Virgo. We've had high standards. We have wanted excellence in relationship, in our dealings in the outside world. We have wanted to be of service. We have done it. And now's a little treat time. Now go out with your bestie. Now go on a rad date. Now make everything a rad date. Now make every day a date with yourself, because Venus in Libra, she home, bitch. She home. Girls, home. It is the time to heal relationships. It is the time to have good talks in our relationships. It is a good time to forgive. And it is an even better time to make it bougie, to make it yummy, to enjoy each other, to laugh more, to find the humor in life, and to not make it that deep, all right? It's not that deep. Just have fun with each other in relationship. Call a friend, write a letter, listen to some beautiful music, go see art, make art, write, be the writer, be the listener, be the talker, be all of those things. That's what Venus in Libra asks us to do. And also on Thursday, the Sun trines makes a positive aspect to Saturn. So our lessons are feeling a little more palatable. We also, what will be made more obvious is boundary breaches, as we'll be able to see a little more clearer who oversteps their boundaries and who doesn't, who plays in this corner with us and who kind of like gets adversarial sometimes. We'll be able to see more clearly where what we are showing up in either accepts or rejects us. And that is good information. And here's what I want to say about just being in the world is that the world and how it meets us, greets us, and affects us is good information. And if you can get curious about it, if you can get into it, then you can see visually and spiritually what is stopping you up, what in the big bad world is giving stop signs, and how do you go through them? Well, you got to stop first. You have to stop first and look both ways. A bitch doesn't want to be getting hit. You got to look. You got to understand the boundary. You have to understand the red flags, the stop signs. Because that's why they say hindsight is 20/20. After everything goes down, we know why it happened. We know what we did. We saw the cause and the reaction, the action, the reaction of it all. We saw it. But we can't see it all the time. We have to live it. So just make sure this week that you're seeing it from every vantage point, that you take the stop and you look both ways. And then Sunday, Mercury is going into Leo. Hello, PR. Hello, promotional material. If you were selling what you wanted next to the world, if you were selling yourself to the world, who would be your PR manager? And what would they say about you? What is your biography that needs telling? What is the parts of yourself that you're wanting to be forward facing about right now? That's going to be really important in what comes next. You know, that feeling that I was just talking about? Well, what's next? Be your own PR hype person, bruh. That's what's next. Advertise yourself. If you were going to put yourself out into the world in a different way, what way would that be? And how are you going to start moving and acting as if? And the card I pulled is Between Worlds. Indeed, it's like a little flamingo, and one side is in black and white and one side is in color. We're between worlds. This is an in-between moment because guess what, bitches? Next week is eclipse season. Bada bing, bada boom. And eclipse season is a big deal. You know, lots go down. There's a lot of things shifting in the world and in ourselves right now. And there's going to be a lot of action next week. So this week, it's about promoting yourself. This week, it's about getting really present with yourself. And this week, it's about accepting and releasing the things that don't serve you anymore. And it is becoming prête, ready. Je suis prête. I am ready. And what are you ready for? I want you to ask yourself that question. What am I ready for now? Because be careful what you wish for. Sometimes things come to you and it's not even in the way that you could have possibly expected it, but here it is. You want love? Well, here it comes, baby. What are you going to do when it is staring you in the face? Sometimes what we think we want isn't always what we get or what we need. And so I want you to take those stop signs this week. I want you to go ahead and look both ways. And I want you to stay righteously present, curious, and into whatever is going on in your life right now, because it is the thing that is going to help you move on to the next thing. And make sure you have lots of special little treats. Venus in Libra loves a treat. How do you reward yourself? How do you reward yourself at the end of the day? Ask yourself that question and maybe do some deep sea diving around how you can support yourself, because an inspired you is a much better you. I promise, I promise, I promise. An inspired you is a much better version of you. So we need the cookies. We need the things to look forward to, the things that help us find our mojo, find our joy. So go out and get it. Thank you so much for listening. As always, my call to action is to share me. Share me with your friends. Create community with me. I want to join. I get FOMO, guys. Come with me. I want to go with you. Let's go on a walk together around this universe, around this astrology, and see what we can all find together. And by being shared by your precious people, I meet more precious people. And if a bunch of us are so precious, Venus Libra, if we're just all so precious and all sharing and all giving, then that is how we all succeed. It's how we all reach the next step, is together. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next week.